Well, young Tim.
Uncle Randy, we all know that in the distillery industry, they collaborate. They work together. Yeah. Unlike the hotel world where there's competition that is fierce beyond our imagination. Over in Scotland, Scotland-based Brewdog Beer Company has taken one-upsmanship to another level. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
The independent beer company plans to open the world's first hotels for craft beers lovers next year, complete with in-room beer taps and in-shower refrigerators. It's suds with suds.
That is the new safety bar. You know, if your doctor says you got to get a bar in your shower, yes. I wonder if that'll be the one you get.
This is beer nirvana.
It is. Well,
it's like living in California.
Mr. Nirvana sitting next to me is Tim Bona Nirvana. The author of many golf articles in our Links and Libations magazine, known worldwide for his golf and now his storytelling and researching fine...
Hit him straight!
Yeah, fine places around the world. And I am Randy Weckerly on Distilleries, Breweries, Wineries of the World, and we are venturing west once again, if it hasn't fallen into the ocean. And up near a beautiful managing director from that area in terms of, I think they have beer. We're going to find out about that in a minute. But Leah Bailey is on the other line. Leah, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
You are welcome, young lady. So, to be a resident of California, what percentage of California residents live within 10 miles of a brewery, young lady?
Just about 92% of everyone that lives in California lives within 10 miles of a brewery, which is pretty incredible. We were just talking about it's just a couple-hour walk, right?
Oh, my.
And, with all the breweries that are opening up every day, soon it'll be... You can walk to 10 breweries within 10 miles of where you
and you're up to over 900 now, and you're the birthplace of modern craft beer, the movement, aren't you?
That's right. Yeah, it really started here in California. It continues to grow here in California. We have more breweries than any other state in the nation. We're all about beer here on the West Coast. That's for sure.
I think it's so funny on her website. It says, born and raised in California, Leah Bailey experienced the growth of the craft beer industry firsthand, developing a love for craft beer and brewing early in life. Now, by looks of her picture, she looks very young. It can't be that many years ago. And she's, that's an awesome, it says after building a career of public relations and communications, Leah developed a passion for protecting and supporting the rights of California's craft brewers. And I guess you must have done a great job because you are expanding exponentially every year.
That's right. Yeah, it's been amazing to be part of the growth. I mean, the craft beer industry has tripled over the last 5 years, and amazing. Watching it go from 300 breweries to, I think today we're at something like 930 breweries. So we're just continuing that growth track, and it's an interesting time to be in craft beer. There's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of competition, but it's also really exciting because the consumer, they want craft beer, and we see it in demand here in California, but all over the world.
Yeah, truly, Leah, benefiting from a period of changing consumer tastes, a renewed appreciation for quality of foods and quantity products. And we can learn from the coffee industry as well. Uncle Randy, you're a Live Equal Style guy. It's all about quality now.
It is.
So
absolutely.
Right, yeah. Good beers are where we're seeing growth.
Well, one of the things, we found out, strangely enough, young Tim being a golf writer, both of he and I have played, literally, I hate to say this, thousands of golf courses. If we had the money back, we could retire. But we created this little magazine called Links and Libations because golfers golf, then they sip. And what that means is that they're looking for a place to bring a whole bunch of friends after a round of golf. And what better place than in California? I realized, Tim, that if we went out there and did one a week.
Oh, you think?
One a week? Just one a day? I mean, one a day we'd be there for 2.5 years. Yeah. That's a goal.
You should probably retire here in California if you're only going to do one a day because by the time you get through all of them, there's going to be a couple hundred more to check out.
Exactly. You can't keep up with it. That's great.
Leah Bailey, Managing Director with the California Craft Brewers, joins us this morning. But thank you so much for putting the fun back into beer drinking, young lady. We're getting a little tired of these predictable tastes of the big guys. And, man, you got a big market out there. What percentage of the national pie do you have out there?
just over 11% of the craft
goodness.
brewing industry's total economic impact comes from California.
And that adds up to how many billions of dollars?
It exceeds $7.3 billion.
Oh,
so, we're pushing that forward every day. And that's based on end of year 2016 data. So several hundred breweries have opened since that date, and we don't have new numbers yet, but I'm sure that they're upwards of 8 or around 8. And 8 billion.
Yeah, the results of all that are playing out in your communities as well as the spreadsheets. I mean, tangible influence in the growth of the region, investing in their community, employing, supporting local nonprofits. Isn't craft brewing like the living room, the town hall of the gathering place for your communities out there?
It really is, and you know what makes it so great is because the craft brewer is, they're part scientist, part entrepreneur, part artist. They really connect with who people are and their communities, and they are investing in their communities. And so it's really great to be part of this industry and to see the influence small breweries, big breweries, medium-sized breweries they have on their local regions, but on the state as a whole as well.
Well, if you take a look at that map that you have on your website and you take a look at all the different little red dots, Uncle Tim?
Yes.
It covers a state. If you pulled it up and thought it was a forest fire, the state would be covered. But anyway, that's it's quite remarkable. And you said billion, right?
Billion with a B.
That's right.
That is just amazing.
Billion.
Speaking of big, I know the Anheuser-Busch merger threatened a lot of you out there, but some saw it as a win because the Justice Department put some restrictions on their distributors who they were kind of in cahoots with all the sales incentives. How's that working out?
Well, it's an interesting time. The big alcohol, they're not seeing a lot of growth in beer right now, and partly because where the innovation, where the excitement is occurring is in craft beer, and we're continuing to gain market share and grow our sales and our volume throughout the state, and also through exporting to other states and even other countries. So we're doing great, but I think some of those big beer guys are feeling a little squeezed.
Yeah, is that why they just bought up Devil's Backbone and Goose Island and Blue Point and the rest of them? Did you see that? They're buying them up, Randy.
If you can't beat them, buy them, right?
Absolutely.
One of the things they had out there, I think I was reading, it takes 10 gallons of water to make one final gallon of product, and because of the water situation, one of the things that the craft beer industry did is that they're looking for ways to recycle water and a whole bunch of different things to make sure that they're good residents of the state of California. And have the water issues, has that drought ended now in California, Leah?
Well, we were out of the drought last year, but having a little bit of a dry winter again, so who knows? I think California is perpetually almost in, just out of, or just about to go into a drought. Water is a key resource for everyone that lives period, but it's definitely top of mind for everyone in California. So you see a lot of breweries here that are focused on sustainability efforts, on efficiencies, on recycling, and that 10 gallons to 1 gallon of beer ratio is pretty inaccurate. It's a lot lower for some of the breweries, Sierra Nevada Brewing Company being one of them. I think they're down to something like 3 gallons of water for 1 gallon of beer, maybe, less than that at this point. So there are a lot of people that are doing great things to make sure that they're conserving water and protecting their communities.
Well, that's a great point. I apologize for that. I was misinformed, young Tim.
Again?
I was reading my own notes.
Did you get this on the internet somewhere?
You can't believe everything you read on the internet, right?
All right, Leah, you live in a beautiful state, and autumn's coming up in September. You've got a big event in Sacramento.
That's right, the California Craft Beer Summit. If you haven't heard about it or been there, you should check it out. It's the signature event for the entire California craft brewing community, and kind of becoming a signature event for the West Coast. So we have thousands of brewers and home brewers and beer lovers and everyone from the industry come into Sacramento for 3 days. We do a bunch of hands-on education, beer tasting, experiencing yeast and grains and all of the different ingredients of beer. And then we end on a giant beer festival out on in front of the state capitol, on the steps of the California state capitol. 165 California craft breweries pour a beer there. And it's really a unique tasting event because it's separated into regions. So you can take a tour through California craft beer without leaving Sacramento. You can walk through LA craft brewers, San Diego, San Francisco, North Bay, Central Valley, and kind of experience the whole gamut of craft beer across the state.
Well, it's been a delight having you on, and we want to make sure that you're part of our Links and Libations platform for our social media. We want to really feature California. I know our Links and Libations editor-in-chief, Betsy Hill, has definite on her site. She's got, I think, only 3 writers in California right now that are waiting for stories to be unfolded, and we'll be sending out a kits because we'll be sending you links like this. Upcoming after this, we're doing a feature from the Masters. We have boots on the ground down there, and they have that little course out there called Pebble Beach.
Yes, they do.
You ever heard of that one up there, Tim?
Beautiful. Yes. It's beautiful.
Oh, it's like our St. Andrews out there on Monterey Peninsula.
I think Amy is going to promise us, get a beer and a round of golf. It's the typical thing we have here in Illinois. Pebble Beach and a beer afterward. I think that would be spectacular. But anyway, thank you, Amy, for coming on. Always know the microphone's open, and we want to hear everything that's going on in California. You're a delight having on today, and we look forward to talking to you soon.
Thanks so much. Cheers, you two. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Amy.
Great job. Can you imagine living in California?
Oh, where they're adding like 100 breweries a year?
Isn't that crazy?
Which is not only it's more than some states have in total, and they're adding 100 a year.
And she's in charge.
Serious dollars, serious economic impact, and man,
she's done a great job out there. I tell you, it's you take a look at that website, well done, and you can't keep up with the growth. And golfers golf, then they sip, and we want to stay on top of that one, young Tim.
You think?
Such a beautiful state from top to bottom. I can't tell you. I'm very excited. Anyway, looking forward to coming back next time in California on the Distilleries, Breweries, and Wineries of the World.